History is written by the survivors, so read it if you want to stay afloat and successfully navigate the crisis your ancestors had been through. But it seems Europe could not care less. Today, in this video, I will present to you the Venezuelan files. This is the story of Europeans unknowingly following in Venezuela's footsteps towards becoming a depleted and food-starved society. Hi and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Vedika, and if you haven't subscribed to the TFI Global channel yet, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to receive all the latest updates. Let's go back to the late 1990s. There you have Venezuela, one of the richest, happiest and most prosperous nations on the planet. After all, what they possessed was the greatest gift conferred on them by God: oil. Don't forget, the proven oil reserves in Venezuela are recognized as the largest in the world, totaling 300 billion barrels. When Chavez was elected as Venezuelan president, the global economy was riding on a commodity boom with skyrocketing oil prices. So, the Venezuelan government started subsidizing everything from bread to oil. The domestic industries and agriculture were destroyed because they could not compete with subsidized imported goods. The increased social spending under the populist welfare policies supported by petrodollars initially boosted the Venezuelan economy. The people of the country enjoyed life without working for even a few hours. It was one of the happiest countries on the planet. With petrodollars, the Venezuelans did not need to work in order to lead a high-quality life because the state was there to support them. But as the old wisdom goes that even in your best days, you must be prepared for the worst. But the Venezuelans never took it seriously. And then, in 2008, everything came crashing down. The financial crisis threw the global economy into the doldrums, resulting in the crashing of the global oil economy. Venezuela was caught off guard, totally unprepared, and the panic-stricken government rushed to nationalize at least 70 of the major oil producers in the country. This resulted in a lack of maintenance and a lack of motivation among employees, whose salaries plummeted and standard of living dropped. Hyperinflation would soon strike the people, and Venezuela, once the land of prosperity and wealth, truly turned into an unlivable hellhole. People needed food, and their government couldn't provide it to them. Infamously, in 2017, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro would say to his people, "Don't view the rabbits in your backyard as cute pets, but as a rich source of diet." Fast forward to the 2020s, and we have Europeans foolishly treading the same perilous path. No, Europeans don't have oil, but they have huge industries. Europe's GDP today dwarfs that of China, India, and Africa combined. German automakers dominate the global auto industry. Italian luxury items are world famous, and today we have the French cosmetics industry, widely popular in every corner of the world. However, for civilizations to survive, none is needed. What you truly need to survive is food and fuel, and Europe has none of these. And that brings us to the most important question. Can Europe's hybrid industrialization prevent its collapse? Its pockets are overflowing with euros and gold, but does it guarantee stable food and energy supplies? Hell no. Today, Europe's food supply stability depends on factors beyond its control. Governments in Brazil, Ukraine, Argentina, and China decide how much food supplies Europeans need to be provided with. And at times of crisis, nothing can be banked upon. It's expected of every nation to prioritize its own needs and demands. For instance, today we are seeing Europeans struggling to secure enough food supplies to tame inflation at home. Today, Russia virtually controls the breadbasket of Europe by the virtues of its invading forces on the ground. Russia is in a commanding position yet again, and it's not about the energy supplies. Friends and enemies are temporary, but neighbors are permanent. Russia is Europe's next door neighbor, and let's accept the fact that Europe can't ostracize Russia, no matter what the West thinks and fancies. An existential threat is looming on Europe today. The prolonged crisis in Ukraine is steering the continent towards an era of hyperinflation and recession. Their supply chains are stretched and throttled, and food reserves are close to running dry. Europe is fast becoming the next Venezuela, and sadly, no one in Brussels seems to realize the gravity of the situation.